Hi, welcome to this presentation on the ACE Club membership system. Now, the ACE Club membership system can be used by any club or organization where they have members accounts, where the members are charged monthly subscriptions or fees, and the members may be engaged in certain activities where there are additional charges. It can also be used in an organization, for example, like schools where they have student records. So student records would be just like each individual members. Now, the purpose of the ACE membership system is to help you manage all club members' personal details such as name, addresses, telephone contacts, and so on. What sort of activities the club members are involved in, which involve monthly subscription charges. It's to help you to auto bill members for these monthly subscription and sports activities charges, and also to help you manage the members' current account balance, how much money they still have in their account, with credit limit setting as well. Now, the ACE club membership system can be integrated to other ACE modules. For example, the ACE Post Point of Sale system for F&B businesses, with auto charging to members' account with credit limit checks. It can also be integrated to the ACE stock system to help you manage, for example, stocks of liquor or items sold with balanced quantity. So if you are selling liquor, for example, if you're not selling by bottles, you may be selling by a pack. So you can set in a stock system how many packs actually make up is allowed in one bottle. So you can manage that for you. It can also be integrated to the ACE General Ledger system. So let's go into the actual system right now. The person with the highest authority is called admin, and a password will be given to you. Now, this admin person can actually create subsequent passwords for different users who may have limited powers or limited options to use in the system. Enter date. And this is the main menu. There are 5 main sections. Maintenance, which allows you to set up new accounts and categories. There's posting, which does updates for receipts, manual invoices, or debit and credit notes. There's an inquiry section where you can inquire on any account or any of the analysis accounts. There's reporting, where all the reports are. And finally, there's a setup section where we set up and configure how the system will be working for you. So let's look at the maintenance section first. This is where you can set up accounts for individual members. So we click on accounts, members account, and then you can create individual account by typing in. Now, I already have some sample data here. So example, these are not real data, it's just sample. For example, let's look at one of them. Now, inside here, there is a field for you to enroll the smart card. That means each member can be given a MyFair smart card where they identify themselves when they are purchasing things, for example, from the F&B version that is integrated to the club membership system. So you can enroll the card here. You can put in the name, addresses, IC numbers, and also the IC number can be used as well as an identification card if you're using a IC which has got a smart chip in it, which in the Malaysian environment, the IC numbers that we are using have a smart chip. So you can actually enroll that. Now, the purpose that in case if you come to the club, for example, to purchase something and you forgot to bring a membership card, you can actually use your IC as the alternative card to do your orders. So we have other fields like profession. What do? You can set up what sort of profession, the race, okay, and you have nationality, for example, you can set them up, date of birth, and so on, male, female, whether single, married, and also you can add a photo of the person. You can actually put in photo. Now, this photo is good for you when you're running, for example, certain application like point of sales. You will actually show the photo on the screen, so you know that the person, when purchasing something, whether the photo is the same as the person right in front of you. Now, you can also set up activities. That means this person is involved in what sort of activities. Now, each activity can be having a monthly charge. For example, if I'm involved in tennis, maybe tennis is being charged 10 ringgit a month, for example. Or you can be maybe golf, if you have golf facilities within the club, okay, or dart, for example. So you can actually set these sort of activities inside that is related to this particular member. Then the company name, where he's working, address, and whether you are sending out statements to the house or to the office, and then the house contact numbers, the office number, and so on, mobile phone with email address. Now, if you have email address, the good point is you can actually send out statement to them via email. Now, on page 2 of the what we would have, date of join, is there any expiry date, whether any particular salesperson in charge of these members. Some clubs may have got people selling services, for example, then you can actually set up who's the person who sell this sort of who recruit the member. They may get some commission or things like that. There is also analysis of income by area, belong to which area, and then very important, which category belong to. You may have live members, you may have ordinary members, outstation members, and so on. Now, different members will have different monthly subscriptions, which is set up in another section, which I'll show you in a while later. So there is also setting whether this member will enjoy any purchases without service charge or government tax and so on. Now, there's a very special fun thing here called allow refund. Now, for members, there's no refund allowed, but there are also temporary cards that is issued. I will explain that later. That will be allowed with refund. So these are just information: registered car plate, for example, any reminder letter sent out, any entrance fee when they come in, how much of deposit and how much is balance unpaid on entrance fee, and what is their monthly installment on entrance fee. If you have any, you can actually put this in, and the system will automatically charge the account to the member based on the monthly installment. Now, family members, you can also put family members like wives, sons, and so on with their details here as well with smart card. If you're doing enrollment, it's a smart card. So once you have done all these, then you save up the members information. Now, these are information for each and every individual member. Now, under the maintenance of accounts, there are some special accounts which have created, which is called temporary membership card, which is like guest members. Now, what happens is that if somebody comes to your club and he wants to buy something but he's not a member yet, you want to allow the person to be able to spend the club, you can issue them a temporary card called a guest member card. So they'll come in, give them a guest member card which you have created here as an account, then they have to top that up straight away, maybe with 100 ringgit or whatever, and then they spend. Now, the balance of their spending at the end of the trip to your club, they can actually claim back. That's why on this page 2 there's something called allow refund. So for guest membership card, you should tick allow refund. For actual members, you do not have refund. Their balance are kept in their account, but for temporary card, they allow refund. So in this case, the person who's using a temporary card can go to the office or whatever you have given them the facility and say, okay, I've finished my spending in your club now, whatever balance I like to have a refund, and then they return the guest membership card. So this is the purpose of the allow refund function. Now, the second option here is called GL-Link account. So when you run anything, any receipts or any invoices that's billed to the member's account, we can actually link this set of accounting entries back to our ACE general ledger system. So inside here, for example, you may have income account that you can set up. What sort of income account? You can actually set up various. For example, it could be beverage income, it could be food, it could be secret, whatever you are charging to the members itself. So each one can be an income to the club. So actually, the GL-Link accounts is for you to set up. For example, let's say beverage here is for you to set up the account and link to which particular GL account, which general ledger account, to our ACE general ledger account, so that you can actually summarize up the general ledger entries, debit or credit in total, and you can link straight to the ACE general ledger account. Or you can export. If you are using some other accounting system, you can actually at the end of the month export all the summarized accounting entry figures in total, summary for the month, to an Excel file, where you can use another accounting system and actually import those entries. So this is the general ledger link account setup. Now, the third option here will be maintenance of analysis account. So analysis account, there are two types here. One is area, one is by promoter. Area is basically to, if you have members coming from other states, for example, you want to analyze how much is your income coming from different states, so you set in area. The promoter will be a salesperson. If you do have salesperson promoting your sales membership to members and they get a commission, then you can actually set up a sales or promoter code here. So promoter code is same. You can have names who are the promoter, for example, name, what kind of commission rate you pay to them if you are giving commission for them when they have successfully sold memberships. Okay. Now sales target is basically, do you set for this club any particular target, for example by area or by promoter, what is the sales income that you want every month? If you have, then you have to put it inside. So it may be by person, for example, if it is a different type of category of people, what sort of income do you expect from different months? You can actually put in a figure. For example, you expect the club to be getting say 2,000 income every month for the next month. You see, when you put it inside, you will put in for every month, or maybe from May onwards you expect to have 3,500. If you do set targets like this, this is where you can actually set up the targets here. If not, you can just leave this out. The next one is letter or message. You can actually create different messages. For example, in a statement, you want to set some kind of footer message. You can actually do footer message. Or in a statement, in other words, for example, please pay online direct to bank or something like that. You can actually do that. Or you can set up a letter, for example, different letters for reminder letters reminding members that they have outstanding amounts and so on. You can actually create letter by just putting add new, and then you can actually put a name of a say reminder letter, for example, and then you can actually create a reminder letter. And inside this letter you can state different type of things. For example, you need account number to be shown here, so you can actually do this inside a particular letter itself. So you may have say name of the member, who was the name. You can actually create, for example, name line 1 or 2 or 3. You can actually specify, and the system will automatically pick up the name and put insert here. So you can be, say for example, dear member. Okay, you can actually type and then and so on. Reference, for example, outstanding account and so on. Then you can type the actual body, and then you can actually save up a letter. So you can create different type of reminder letters using this particular option. Now if your club is also receiving foreign currency, you can actually set up exchange rate using this. For example, if you're selling, for example, Singapore dollars, all right, so how much of Singapore dollars are you accepting? You can actually put this sort of currency in here, say Singapore, and you're saying okay, it's 3, foreign value is 1, and then Malaysian currency, for example, is 3.1. So you can actually create this sort of currency exchange rate here. So when the members come in and actually pay in Singapore currency, the system will use this exchange rate and convert it to Malaysian ringgit. Now, next category is category. This is very important because inside your club, usually there will be different class of members. So you may have different type of members. You can see in this example here. So you may have ordering member, for example. You may charge them, how much do you charge them on subscription per month? So if it's ordering member, then it is where you can set the different type of charge code. So how much of subscription you charge? For example, you're charging 30 ringgit a month, for example, or do you charge them some sort of other tax or whatever? And you can put them all the different charges inside here on a month-to-month basis. Right? So different type of category members will have different type of charges. So you can create, for example, let's say if you have life member. So life member, for example, you do not have monthly subscription, so you don't set in monthly subscription. So this is how you can create the different charges for different members. Now this charge code here is created under the stock system because this is related. So each charge code is considered like an item of income. So each item of income will be created as a code, as a stock code. Although it is not really a stock code, but you can set it as stock code, but a stock code without control of balance. It's just to use for charging of monthly subscription and fees. Now this is activities, creation of what sort of activities you have within your club. Now each activity may carry a different type of monthly fee or subscription. So you can actually create different type of subscription. For example, dart, golf, all right, if you have cricket and so on, you can create. And you notice down here is showing you how much monthly they'll be charged. So for example, if they have got badminton, maybe you're charging 15 ringgit a month. for badminton. So these particular activities, you remember earlier I showed you on how when you set up individual members, they have activities. This is where you create the different type of activities that you have in your club, and then you attach which activity is relevant to which member, and they get charged automatically for the monthly fees. Now, data entry table is creation where you can create, for example, different type of profession, different type of race, different type of nationality. All this is make use when you are doing the members accounts. You remember earlier I showed you that you can choose which race or not. So this is just to make your typing easier. You don't have to keep repeatedly type the same thing again. If, for example, Malaysian, you have to keep typing Malaysian. So you create the data here first. So like for example, if you have profession, you have this type of different profession, you can just create them all here. So during the creation of the members account, you can just select one. So it makes your data entry much easier. So this data entry table is for this purpose. Okay, let's go to the next section, the posting section. Under here, for example, posting is for you to update transaction to a member's account. So you may have posting for invoices, for receipts, debit note, credit note, and so on. Now, if you are linking this system to, for example, the ACE F&B point of sale system, then you don't need to punch in invoices, right? Because the invoices or bills will be produced through the point of sale system. But if let's say you do issue manual invoices for whatever you are billing your members, you can actually post the invoice here, right? So you have to put in which is the members account. For example, this is 81983 account. What is the charge type of code that you're charging? Okay, maybe it could be a fee, it could be a type of drinks, or it could be whatever it is, or it could be a miscellaneous charge. All right, what is your invoice number? What is the date of the invoice? Which salesperson in charge? If it's not important, just leave it. And then what is your terms? Okay, and any small details that you want to appear in the statement, you can actually punch in. So you can be a miscellaneous charge, or maybe some sort of charge that you're charging him. And then how much is the amount you're charging? All right, for the moment there's no tax code, so everything is OS out of scope. And then how much is any discount charges and so on, and then you pipe inside here. You have to pass it to a GeoLink. What sort of income is this? What sort of income account is it? If it's a miscellaneous one, select a miscellaneous account. If it is a sales of something, select a sales of something account. This is where it comes in the GeoLink account. Remember earlier that I showed you, you can actually do this. So when you post it, this amount will go into the members account. So this is for posting of invoices. Now the next option is posting of receipts. This will be the option that you use the most because the members will come in and top up their accounts. So enter which is the members account, how much of paying they are coming in, whether they are paying by cash or paying by check or paying by credit card. Okay, and what is the receipt number that you issue to them? All right. What is if they are paying you by cash, for example, you don't need to type anything. How much are they topping up their account? Let's say it is 50 ringgit. Enter which bank do you credit it to. There could be various banks that you're using to credit your account. All right, so maybe it's cash. They're paying you cash, become cash, and then you post into their account. So this will be top up into their account as additional money in their account. Now the same goes for all the other posting. For example, like debit note, you'll be debit note posting. If it is credit note, you'll be credit note posting, and so on. So the posting basically is like this is the entry. Now the only difference is that there is also something called batch posting. Batch posting is like when you post inside here, invoice, receipt, debit, and credit note. This is online real-time posting. The moment you post, it will be posted and considered accepted into the members account. If you post into batch, then these accounts, these postings that you've done are not accepted immediately. It is stored somewhere temporary for you to counter check and verify. Once it got correct, it's like a batch mode, then only you do a update. So that means anything posted in the batch is just staying there temporary. It does not update your account. For reason of you are able to counter check your entries before you do a update. So there are also batch entries here, inside here in the posting account. Now next we have inquiry, where you can check on individual members account. So if you want to know how much a members account has in their account, for example, how much money they have and so on, you can see from this inquiry. So you can actually check it for any other accounts. Any other members account, you can actually check. Okay, the next section is the report section. Under report section, there are various reports you can print from the Ace Club membership system. The first one, we'll go through this very quickly. The first one is the account index. This is actually a list of all members' accounts that you have in your system. So you can choose by specific range, a certain range of account, or all, or you can choose by certain category. For example, you want to know by area, how many members are from Penang, how many are from Johor, and so on, or by categories. Categories is the categories that you classify them under. For example, live members, absent members, and so on. Right? You can actually choose, or you can just leave it all. Now, for all the reports, whenever you choose, you can actually print them, or you can preview them. All right, so you can preview. For example, it's on the screen, you can preview. All right, go to next page, and so on until you end. This is preview. If you print, you actually print it physically. Choose a printer. Which printer are you using to print? And then the system will actually print out the report. Now, all the reports are this way. You can either preview or you can actually print them. Now, the next report is a transaction report. This is a report of all posting that has been completed and updated. So you can choose only invoices, list only receipts, and so on, or you can list all transactions. You can choose which range of date to list. Maybe you want to check on a specific month, and then you can actually preview the report, or you can choose by all. When you do preview, this is the transaction report. So it's a list of all confirmed postings done. Now the next report is the analysis report. Remember earlier I had mentioned that there are two types of analysis report. One is by promoter, which is like a salesperson, and one is by area. So you can actually choose to print this report or preview this report by promoter by choosing a specific promoter, or you can choose all, and then you can preview for which particular month that you want to select. So this will actually show you the sales by these individual people. All right, this is promoter analysis. Okay, or if you choose area, they will tell you how much of sales came in from Penang or from Selangor members, right? They give you an analysis of income by different areas. Now the other report is a promoter sales analysis. That means we actually give you the analysis of sales by individual promoter. So this, if you're linking a system, for example, to the ACE point of sale system, then whichever promoter was doing the sales, which can be the waiter or waitress or the cashier, when you enter their code, the system will analyze the sales under this particular report. Now, there's also a report on the GL link. Remember earlier I was saying that this system can be integrated to the ACE general ledger system. Now, if you don't want to do that, there is actually a summary report that shows you the transaction by all the debit and credit entries. You can actually have these entries exported to an Excel sheet, and some other accounting system can pick that up if you're not using the ACE general ledger system. If you're using our ACE general ledger system, then this debit and credit amount will automatically go straight into the general ledger by itself. So it's fully integrated at this point. This is the general ledger link report. Now, next report is very important report, which is showing the age analysis. If you have members owing money to your club, this report will show you how much and how long have they been owing. So this is actually an age analysis report, telling you how long is their outstanding debts by 30 days, 60 days, and so on. Now, of course, if you are not giving any credit limit to any members, that means they will have only cash balance inside. They do not have any outstanding amount because you do not give them any credit limit. But this is the age analysis report showing you the total amount of money either owed by members or the balance of cash in all the members' account in your whole membership system. Now, the next report is a sales analysis report. This is a report that shows income or by sales by individual members. So you can select it by area or by different salesperson who are in charge of each member. You can do that as well. And you can have a specific account, or you can select by a range of accounts. And then you can preview a report. The system will show you individual members and the total income you have secured from through the activities in your club by month or by year compared to last year. Next one is a statement. This is a monthly statement that you send to your individual member. You can actually email if they have email accounts with you. they have recorded their email address with you all, then you can actually send it via email, or you can actually print it. Again, you can select which month to print and also which member to print. For example, it could be just one specific member to print, for example, or few, and then you can preview. This is a statement format. So it shows you their statement, monthly statement, what is in their balance or whatever is outstanding with the aging at the bottom of the statement as well. So this can be emailed, would be the faster way, would be to email. Now, next one, we have mailing labels. For example, you may have some event coming out, you want to choose specific people to send out some special letters. So the letter is created, maybe you can use Microsoft Word or some other thing, but you need the labels. So you can choose this, for example, using pre-printed format forms that has got labels in there pre-cut. You can choose, for example, by birthday. Maybe you want to send out birthday wishes. You can send it by sex, whether you male or female. Maybe your event is specifically targeted at certain sex, or marital status, single and married, and so on. And then you actually, when you print the mailing labels, you'll be in this format. Now each one will be like a box with a pre-cut label, so you can actually peel this off and send whatever you want to the members. That is the mailing labels. Now next one, letters or message. This is where you send out messages or you send out reminder letters. So you can actually choose. If you have created some reminder letters earlier, which I've shown under maintenance, you can say, for example, for people who have outstanding amount, then you can actually choose here, print only for those with current balance, those with 30 days, 60 days, and so on. You can actually choose which are the people, which are the members that you want to send out the notices of reminder letter. So of course that depends on how you create your reminder letters, how you word it. Maybe it says, letter says you have outstanding account of more than 30 days, then of course here you choose 30 days. Or if you have outstanding account which is current, then you choose current, and so on to print the letters. Now next one is year ledger. You can print a complete year ledger for every individual members, the whole year's transaction, what happens to that each individual member's account. That is called year ledger. Then you have overdue analysis. You can print a list of all accounts that have got overdue accounts that is past, for example, the credit limit of 30 days if you're giving credit limit to your customers. And the next one would be like list of birthdays. These are the more important report that you use. You want to have a list of birthday. Maybe you are organizing some sort of event or some sort of special parties, for example, for those who are having birthdays on specific date. You can choose by a list of birthdays to print. Then list of categories, which are categories you have created, for example, you know, like what sort of categories you have for your members. This is just a listing of all the categories you've created. You can have a list of activities you've created, what sort of activities you have, tennis, dart, and so on, and how much is the fees per month. Right, this is a listing of all those activities you have. Now you can have a report on the list of entrance fee as well for all members. What are the entrance fees they are supposed to pay, or what is their monthly installment? You can have a listing of that. And you can also have a reminder letter listing reminder letter 1, 2, 3, 4, how many have you sent out, and so on. Who are those people you have sent out? You can actually list out the list of reminder letters. You can have a list of members by activities. For example, you're doing some special promotion or some sort of a meeting for, say, for example, people who are doing tennis or people who are doing hockey or badminton. You can actually do this and do a selection and then preview and get all those members who are involved in those particular activities to come up. And you can have a daily collection report on what day, what is the collection that you have, what are the receipts that you've collected, right? It's a collection report. So it shows you money you've received via cash, check, or credit card, and so on. This is a list of collection. Now the next section under others, there are some special options. For example, data sorting. You want to reorganize your data automatically. This is done automatically. System will just resort in case there are some data corruption. You can try sorting to straighten out data. There are administrative tools. These are usually used by your IT supplier who install a system, how they configure the system to work. Inside there are a lot of options. For example, system setup. How do you set up? Where are the name, addresses, what sort of transaction you want to allow to print, and so on. These are all system setups, tables that you set up. Now you can have export to tab delimited. For example, the GL account, the GL link account that I mentioned earlier, you want to export those summarized general ledger entries, debit and credit totals, so that some other accounting system can import. You can actually go through this to export to delimited account. Now, basically, that's the presentation on the Ace Club membership.